welcome back to Channel StageOne. I'm Allison, the prop master here at StageOne, and today we are going to do a very fun activity. Now, I believe that art should be for everyone, and art should be seen by everyone. So today we are going to talk about doing some different ways you can do sidewalk chalk, which is a great way for your neighbors, or you can go to the park and they can see your art. So I think sidewalk chalk is super fun. I love to draw on the sidewalk chalk, but today we're going to do two different types of sidewalk chalk. We're going to do a liquid sidewalk chalk, and we're going to do what's called a puff sidewalk chalk. And so the first one we're going to do is a liquid sidewalk chalk, and that all you need for liquid sidewalk chalk is some cornstarch, some water, and some food coloring. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to have to measure with a measuring cup. And it is a 1-to-1 ratio, which means you need 1 part of cornstarch, 1 part of water. So I'm going to do a half a cup of cornstarch, and because it's a 1-to-1 ratio, it means I'm going to do a half a cup of water. Now, if you want more, you can do a full cup of cornstarch, which means you would do a full cup of water. If you want less, you can do a 1/4 a cup of cornstarch, which means you do a 1/4 a cup of water. And that's what it means when someone says a 1-to-1 ratio. We're actually going to add the water first because then it becomes easier to stir. So I'm going to go ahead and do a half a cup of the water, and I'm going to pour that into my bowl, and then I'm going to add my cornstarch. Because you want to add your cornstarch slowly so you can stir and get the clumps out of your water. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to redo my cornstarch. I'm going to pour that in and make sure it's right. And then I'm going to slowly pour that into my water, and I'm going to grab a spoon, and I'm going to start stirring so that my cornstarch becomes liquid and it doesn't clump up. And then I'm going to add some more cornstarch, and I'm going to keep slowly stirring so that my clumps disappear. Alright, so once I have that, and again, this is super easy, once I get all my clumps out, I'm going to grab some small dishes or some small bowls that I'm then going to pour my mixture in. I have gone ahead and already done that, just so that it's like ready to go. So then you're going to go ahead and pour your mixture into these small dishes. And you can evenly distribute, or if you think you're going to use a lot of your favorite color, you can add more to that. All right, there we go. And now we're going to grab your food dye. And I have some food gel, but you can also use the liquid kind. And I've just picked some of my favorite colors. I've got a pink, an orange, a green, and a blue. And you're just going to grab some, and you're going to pour. If you want it more vibrant, you'll add a lot more food coloring. If you want it more of a pastel color, you're going to add less food coloring. So I'm going to make them more vibrant, and I'm going to add, some hefty squeezes of the food coloring in. So I've got a pink, I've got an orange, and then a blue and a green. Now, the tricky thing about this is that you're going to have the thing start to solidify. You're going to have the cornstarch start to solidify, but you can just break that up with your spoon, and you can just sort of keep stirring. So I'm going to go ahead and stir my colors in. So as you can see, I've got a nice pink with this. I use my apron to clean off and stick so I don't mix the colors, and then do an orange. And again, if you want a more vibrant shade, you just add more food coloring. Orange. And if you, so the really big thing that I noticed with this is that you then just use whatever type of brush you have. So I have like an old chip brush, that's what we call them. And then I'm just going to go ahead and in my pink, stir a little, And then on my sidewalk chalk, I would take my brush and I would paint what I wanted. So I would maybe make a heart and then color it in with my pink. And it's gonna seem very thin when you put it on the concrete, but with the sun and dry time, it's gonna turn opaque. And what opaque means is it's not gonna be thin, it's not gonna be see-through, it's gonna be a really solid picture. So that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be like magic, where it's gonna seem really thin, and then as it dries, it will become more solid and really look very thick and heavy. So that's your liquid sidewalk chalk. I think it's really fun. It's something that you can really do super easy at your house and then take it out in color. So that's the liquid sidewalk chalk. The next sidewalk chalk we're gonna do is puff paint sidewalk chalk. And I'm gonna grab a rag and clean up my spot real quick. And that one also uses a 1-to-1 ratio, but this time it's water and flour instead of cornstarch. So I'm gonna grab my water, I'm gonna set aside my cornstarch, I'm gonna grab another bowl, I'm gonna grab my flour. So again, just like the same thing, if I'm gonna do 1 cup of flour, I'm gonna do 1 cup of water, and if I'm gonna do 2 cups of flour, I'll do 2 cups of water. So I'm going to go ahead and do 1 cup of flour, or I'm going to do a half a cup of flour and a half a cup of water. So I have a measuring cup. I'm going to pour in a half a cup of water. And then I have just some all-purpose white flour. And do a half a cup of flour. So we tap that out. Pour that in. I'm going to grab another spoon and I'm going to mix. And this is going to turn into a dough. It's going to be really thin. You're going to want that. And the other thing you're going to add is some liquid dish soap. And you're going to use 1 tablespoon of liquid dish soap. So I've just got a measuring spoon, and I'm just going to squeeze it on in and pour that into our mixture. As soon as you pour the liquid dish soap in your mixture, whereas maybe if it was just flour and water, if it got in your mouth, it wouldn't be a big deal, but as soon as the liquid dish soap, do not think you can eat this. So I'm going to mix that in. And then the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to grab actual old sidewalk chalk. So maybe you have some sidewalk chalk that is just, chunks that you can't really grab. Something like that maybe your kids aren't using anymore or you aren't using anymore. So I'm going to take some of these blue. I'm going to use a cheese grater. And I'm going to, on the thin side, grate the sidewalk chalk right into my mixture. And it should be pretty quick. And you're going to want to use about 1 full stick. So if you have several nubs, like nubs of sidewalk chalk in the same mixture, you're just going to use that and grate it right into your mixture. And the more vibrant you want your puff paint's colors to be, the more you add. So I'm going to grab my spoon. I'm going to go ahead and mix that in. So I've got this great blue puff paint. And then I'm going to actually use an old bottle that has a funnel on the top. But I also made one with an old water bottle. If you go back to the tie-dye video, you'll see where I made one with an old water bottle. And you can do the exact same thing if you don't have a bottle like this. And I'm just going to kind of spoon this into my bottle. And this really makes the puff paint easy to distribute instead of using a paintbrush. If you have a funnel, that would be even better. I didn't grab a funnel, so I'm going to spoon it in with a spoon and get messy, because I like to get messy. So you're going to fill up your bottle, and then this is ready to go outside. This is ready to go create puff paint. It will also dry and harden, and then it will wash away just like any sidewalk chalk would wash away. That's kind of what the Dawn soap does. And you can also, just like how I split the mixture up with the liquid, you can also split up the mixture of the dough, of the flour, water, and Dawn soap, and then you can add different colors of sidewalk chalk, so you can have different colors of puff paint, of puff sidewalk chalk. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and grab my rag and clean the edging of it off and tie the funnel on. And then just like before, you can just take this outside and sidewalk and make art outside. Isn't that amazing? Ooh, I am messy. Okay, so I want to thank you guys today for joining me on Channel StageOne. I hope you had fun. I know I did. I hope you go outside and create all of your wonderful art with these new methods of doing sidewalk chalk. Please take pictures and share with us and tell us how you did it. And if you love StageOne, please follow a link down below and donate to us. Your support is so helpful for us to create art everywhere for everyone to see. Thank you so much, and have a great day. Thanks, guys. Bye.